I'm Ashlyn.
And I'm Zach.
And we're traveling A to Z.
This week, we're hiking around the Sedona area of Arizona.
So it's 7 in the morning and we are heading to Devil's Bridge. It's supposed to be approximately a 4-mile round trip hike. It's supposed to be a great hike and you're supposed to go early because it's really popular. We parked at Dry Creek Vista parking lot, which is off the main road. It is approximately a 1-mile hike from the official trailhead. If you have a high clearance 4-wheel drive vehicle, you could take the road all the way to the trailhead and then you only have 0.7 miles to the actual Devil's Bridge.
We're about half a mile into the Devil's Bridge, and there's balloons, a lot of balloons, out ballooning right now, over here. And the sun's just about to come up, so I think it's gonna be a beautiful day. It's still a little bit cold, it's probably 40 degrees, but it's dry. It's a dry cold, so it's fine.
We just made it to the start of the official trailhead. Ooh, here we go. Devil's Bridge. We're here. This is a pretty cool hike so far. It's pretty flat, little up and downs, but pretty mild. But it's really cool, and you have these big rock formations all around you. It's pretty neat. And the sun right now in the morning hitting the rocks and all the different layers is really pretty. If you hike to Devil's Bridge via Dry Creek Road, it's approximately 521 feet elevation gain. This is the Devil's Bridge. It is the biggest sand bridge in Sedona. So right there you could see the Devil's Bridge where people are walking across, and then you could take pictures on the other side right here. As you can see, even at 7:30 in the morning, there's a lot of people. If you want a picture of yourself on the bridge, you may have to wait for 1 to 2 hours depending on the line. We really enjoyed the views of the Red Rock from this vantage point. I recommend this hike, but definitely go early to try to avoid some of the crowds. We are right here. We're gonna do Fay Canyon, which is 1 mile out and 1 mile back. It's supposed to be pretty flat, but pretty nice, so we'll check it out. So Fay Canyon is supposed to have really good views of the oak trees and also all the red bluffs that are surrounding it. It's supposed to be pretty gorgeous and just a nice kind of casual stroll. So we just started our hike to Fay Canyon. So far so good. It's a little later in the morning. It's about 9:45 or so. And so it's starting to warm up a little bit, which is nice. It's no longer like 30 degrees out. This hike's cool. You're like hiking in the middle of the canyon. There's 2 mountains on each side of us, which is pretty cool. Nice and shaded.
I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to call it Hidden Arch, because when nobody's here, it seemed to be hidden from the general population.
We took a veer off Fay Canyon to the right and then up the side of one of the walls, and you came to this kind of arch, and it's cool. And literally no one's here except for us, so it's nice. arch. So it's hard to see, but this formation right here kind of looks like a goblet. It's pretty cool. So when you get to the end of the trail, it says end of the trail, and there's like this rock formation that you could scramble up, hike, and sit and take the views in. Kind of nice. It was pretty shaded the whole time. This is a good one if it was actually getting warm. This is a good hike to do.
This is the gorgeous view of the canyon from the rocks.
It's 7 in the morning and we are heading to Cathedral Rock, which is right behind us. And it's supposed to be approximately a mile round trip, scurrying up the rocks. And it's already packed. We got like the last parking spot. It's, like I said, 7 in the morning. It's a super popular hike and it's supposed to have gorgeous views.
During certain days of the week, you have to take a shuttle to do this hike and you can't use the parking lot. In this hike, you gain approximately 741 feet elevation. When you get to the top, you have gorgeous views of the red rocks and the surrounding areas. It's challenging to get up there because you have to scramble over rocks, but it is beautiful.
We made it to the top of Cathedral Rock and it took us about 0.7 miles to get to the top. So here you have to go up some cliffs and you have to go up some rocks, but it's not too bad. And when you get up to the top, you have a gorgeous view
From both directions.
Going up was a little hard, but going down I think is gonna be way worse.
We're gonna get video of Ashton falling down the hill. We're heading down the hill. Ashlyn's doing a great job. She hasn't fallen down once, so we'll see if the luck continues.
I need help. Wait.
This is what it looks like. That's called a cliff.
We're at Cathedral Rock. We made it all the way up and down. It's a fun hike. If you love scrambling over rocks, this is the hike for you. And it's only about 1.5 miles or so hike. We're down now. Now we're gonna go find a new hike to go explore. We're heading on our next trail, West Fork Trail. We're supposed to walk right along the river the whole time. It's supposed to be beautiful and the fall leaves have changed. So it should be a good hike. So West Fork Trail, apparently there's about 13 water crossings as you walk along this. It's about a little over 7 miles round trip. And it's supposed to be fairly flat over the 3.5 miles out, and then you come back the same way you went. So we decided to start this hike, 7-mile hike, 2 hours before the sun sets. So we gotta go. It's cool, literally, I don't know, 10 minutes ago we were in the desert and now we're surrounded by big conifers and pine trees.
That's snow right there.
So crossing number 5. So far we've done 4, there's 13 supposedly.
You got this.
I'm good, I think I'm good. Okay.
She thinks she's good. We'll see what happens.
And now it's like we're walking through fall. We just had snow, now fall leaves. We're like in the middle of a canyon. It's really cool. And the light right now is amazing.
So we've been hiking for about
3.5 miles.
3.5 miles and we found a basket of rocks. That's the end right there.
Well, we're not sure if that's the end.
We don't know, but we're calling that one the end.
Everyone's saying it's the end.
That's the end.
So we're at the Airport Vista Overlook, which is really pretty. Now we're gonna do the Airport Mesa hike, which is about a 3-mile hike around the airport. And we're supposed to get to a vortex, which is supposed to be special. We parked at the airport because there's no parking spots. It's $3. And we're taking the Sedona View Trail to get to the airport loop trail. So it's about 0.6 miles till we meet up with the loop. There may be another way to do it, we're not sure, but this is what we did. And it's right, as you come in, the trail's right to the left and then you go through a gate and then you walk down a trail. Most people come up here for the sunset, which would be gorgeous. We never actually made it up for the sunset. Maybe we'll try another day. Apparently it gets super busy during the sunset, which makes sense. But the sunrise is really pretty too right now. In this trail you get a really good view of the city of Sedona. So right there's a whole bunch of people. We think that's maybe the Mesa vortex, so I'm not sure. Supposedly you have to go up some chains to get up to the vortex, so we'll see if it's the right one. But there's a ton of people there and there's no parking, so I think that's the one. And it's supposed to have 360 view of the whole area. So this is what we just did from the parking lot. This trail is supposed to meet up with the Airport Mesa Loop Trail. We made it! Okay, so let's go to the vortex first.
We're gonna go vortex now.
Summit Trail. Well, apparently there's chains because it's hard to get up. This isn't bad. Not even close to Cathedral Rock, where you're actually in a crack climbing up. Watching the sun come up at the vortex. Now we're gonna go sit and meditate.
Meditating tour.
So they say because of the vortex and the uplifting and downlifting in this area that the juniper trees twist upon themselves, which you can see right behind me, right there. I don't know.
They also do that when it's windy. Guess what? We're on top of a hill and it's windy.
Obviously he's very negative to the vortex, but I think it's cool. I didn't feel the vortex up there, but it was a very beautiful place for meditating. Now heading along the airport loop, but it is pretty rocky. I heard it's flat pretty much the whole way, but definitely rocks. We made it to the turn, we're heading back. As we turned around, We went around the loop. There's a branch. You could either go right or left. We decided to go right and head back to the airport, so we didn't have to go all the way back down and all the way back up again. It should maybe cut a mile off. Still get a fairly good view. We're just kind of walking along the fence of the airport. And to do all that was 3.31 miles. We are heading up to Bell Rock. It's a little before 7 actually. This is the earliest we made it up. Sunrise is at 7:02-ish, so we have about 15 minutes to get up there. I don't know if we'll get all the way up there, but we finally got a parking spot. Bell Rock. It's supposed to have one of the best vortexes in the area.
Oh boy, a vortex.
There's 4 vortexes. Bell Rock, the Airport Mesa, the Cathedral Rock, and I think it's called Fay Canyon. We've done 3 of them. This is supposed to be the strongest, that has more mass in both.
Oh boy.
Both male and female. We'll see if we can feel it. A vortex is supposed to have a lot of energy, and I guess if you feel it, you kind of feel tingling all over.
Yeah, 60 cycles per second.
Stop. So obviously he doesn't believe in it. So all over the Sedona area, they mark the trails with these like rock baskets. It's kind of cool.
Bell Rock was approximately 0.8 miles round trip, and you gained around 200 feet elevation. We unfortunately were not able to find the vortex, but we had a gorgeous view of the sunrise.
This hike we're doing today is called the Birthing Cave. It's supposed to be about a 2-mile round trip hike, and it's supposed to have really gorgeous views through like a cave hole that's circular. So we parked here.
The hike starts at Long Canyon Trail. During the hike, you gain approximately 242 feet elevation.
It's hiked Long Canyon Trail about 0.6 miles in from the parking lot, and then you come to a little marker that has an arrow sign. Right there. So instead of going that way, you want to go behind me, which there's a whole bunch of like tree branches down, and there's a trail that goes that way, and that's the way you go to the Birthing Cave. And then you come back the same way.
The last part of the hike is challenging. You have to scramble over rocks into the cave.
Made it.
This is the Birthing Cave, and it's a really pretty view. We're gonna do the Soldier's Pass hike. It's supposed to be awesome, and they have like the Devil's Kitchen and the sacred pools and a cave. Apparently the hike doesn't open until 8 o'clock because there's a gate and it's kind of in a private property and they have very little parking spots. So we parked at the
Jim Thompson Trailhead.
and we're gonna take Corolla Pass to the Soldier's Pass. It's a little out of the way, but it's our way to get there before it gets super crowded and we don't have to worry about parking. The signs are marked pretty well, so. Caballo Pass Trail.
pretty nice. It's a little cold. It's probably 40 something, but we're hiking, so we're warm, and it's quiet and really nice right now.
So we came to a crossroads. So this is where we just came from, and then you get to this sign over here. And you're gonna wanna take the Jordan to the right, where all these big rock structures are, and then keep following that to the Soldiers Pass Trail. We made it to the sign. Okay, there's Jordan's Trail. Sweet. Okay, we're almost on the actual trail we want to do. Oh, this must be the Devil's Kitchen. Wow. So we made it to Devil's Kitchen, which is a big sinkhole, 150 feet deep. It's pretty deep. Look at this. We're now gonna head to the 7 sacred pools.
The 7 sacred pools.
I guess in the spring when the water's flowing, these fill up with water, all the pools, and it's pretty cool to see. Now we're gonna go supposedly about 0.7 miles, and there's supposed to be like a turnoff, and then there's a hidden cave. We're gonna go try to find it. It's not on maps, but I've heard about it online, so we're gonna see if we could get to it and not get lost, because it's not marked. Ah! So after it branched, we went about 0.1, and then it branches off right and left, and so we took the right, that says cave, and we're gonna go find it. I see a cave. I'm not sure if that's our cave, but I see a cave. People piled up rocks, so you know what direction to go. You kind of go across this flat area, and then you stay to the left, and then now you're going up more stairs. So there's a couple ones. We're gonna go to the right. We made it in the cave. I made it up that little vertical incline and didn't die. And we have the whole cave to ourselves right now. It's pretty cool. Behind us there's a little hole, so you should be able to look out. So we're gonna go check that out. I'm not a huge heights person, but I am getting a little better as we do adventures like this. So there's the different caves. We were in that one right there. We just made it to the end of the Soldiers Pass. We are gonna take the Brines Mesa trail to loop all the way back to the parking spot we had. Or you could take, you know, the Soldiers Pass and do backtrack the way you went. It's kind of out and back, but we're gonna do the loop. It's gonna be a little more mileage, but at least we'll see something new. So we just got back. It was 5.8 miles to go and do the whole loop and also the cave. So not too bad. It took us around a little over 3 hours, but that's with the cave and resting and taking a break. So not too bad. I liked it. It was a good hike. So we started the Jim Thompson Trailhead. We walked along the Corolla Pass, went to Soldiers Pass, looped around the Mesa Trail and back.
I hope you enjoy learning about some of the top hikes to do around Sedona. Join us next week as we show you some of the top things to do around Sedona. Please subscribe below to follow more of our adventures.